The September 2024 Visa Bulletin was released by the U.S. Department of State. USCIS decided that they will use the final action date chart for the purpose of I-485 filing in September 2024. See link here. If you want to file a new I-485 application since USCIS chose the final action date chart for the purpose of filing the I-485 in September, your priority date must be earlier than the dates listed in the final action date chart below for you to be eligible for filing an I-485 based on your 140 categories and your country of birth. If you will undergo immigrant visa processing, IVP, overseas, you can only initiate IVP after you receive the IVP fee invoice issued in email by NVC. Note, VC only issues the IVP fee invoice when I-140 has been approved, and the priority date is current or close to be current according to the dates for filing chart, not final action date chart, of each month's Visa Bulletin. Close to be current is randomly determined by NVC, and there is no way to predict ahead of time. If you did not indicate IVP as the preferred second step on your I-140 form, an I-824 application will be needed to forward your petition to the NVC. Our office also offers I-824 services. For reference, please find below the dates for filing chart and the cutoff dates the NVC refers to. When your pending I-485 can be approved, or your pending IVP can be scheduled for an interview or be approved, your priority date must be earlier than the dates listed in the final action date chart below for your pending I-485 to be eligible for final approval, or for your pending IVP to be scheduled for an interview or final approval. What is my priority date? Your priority date should be approximately the receipt date of your first approved I-140 petition. If your previously approved I-140 is perm-based, then it is the filing date of the perm petition. When multiple approved EB1, EB2, EB3-based I-140 petitions provide multiple priority dates, you are entitled to retain the earliest one. If you do not have any previously approved I-140 petitions, and you only have one I-140 petition you work with us on, then your filing date of that one I-140 petition should most likely be your priority date. Once you do receive the receipt notice, you can verify the filing date listed on the notice. Our suggestions. 1. Maintain valid visa status. Please make sure you maintain valid visa status as long as possible. If you need to switch to an O1 visa, our firm also handles O1. If you can't maintain valid visa status during visa retrogression, leaving the US alone won't affect your EB1A or EB2 NIW petitions. The cases remain valid and you can proceed with immigrant visa processing IVP outside the US instead of filing I-485 as the second step of your green card application. For those born in a country other than India or China, RO, NIW remains the best category, but EB1 could be considered if confirmed by attorney. Even though EB2 NIW RO is not current in September, the backlog is relatively short, and considering the much higher adjudication standard for EB1 categories, NIW could still be a better choice. That being said, since the priority date for EB1 RO is current in September, filing for EB1 instead of or in addition to NIW could be an option if you want to complete the green card process faster, and you do have strong credentials to apply for the EB1 category. There are two categories under EB1 that primarily consider the beneficiary's credentials. EB1A, aliens of extraordinary ability, which allows for self-petition, and EB1B, outstanding researcher or professor, which requires a U.S. employer to act as a petitioner/sponsor. Between the two categories, It is easier to get approval for EB-1B than for EB-1A if the employer and position meet the EB-1B requirements. 3. Either use us for I-485 service or DIY I-485 for clients eligible for filing I-485. As a reminder, one cannot file I-485 unless their priority date based on their EB-1, EB-2 is current. If your priority date through pending approved I-140 is current or close to be current, and you prefer to file I-485 with our service after your priority date becomes current, feel free to reach out to us in your account. If you have a current priority date through pending version/approved I-140 and you wish to file I-485 on your own. 4. To initiate IVP, 2 conditions must be met. 1. I-140 EB-1 EB-2 has been approved. 2. You have received the invoice issued by NVC, National Visa Center. If you have indicated IVP as the preferred second step on your I-140 form, your I-140 has been approved and your priority date is current or close to be current when compared to the cutoff date in the dates for filing chart. You will receive an NVC invoice that allows you to begin initial steps of IVP, issued paying NVC fee, submitting documents. If you did not indicate IVP as the preferred second step on your I-140 form, an I-824 application will be needed to forward your petition to the NVC. Our office also offers I-824 services. Even if you are allowed to initiate the IVP, please keep in mind that no IV interview will be scheduled unless your priority date is earlier than the cutoff date in the final action date chart. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to subscribe to our channel. See you next time.